Alright guys, hello and welcome. We've got another set from Alchemy League. Another two sets of Alchemy League to do today, actually. And these are some higher level sets too, so it should be pretty good. Some high level play here. I don't want to say more entertaining, but I think it's generally accepted that higher level play is more entertaining. It's harder to watch the play and be like, no, don't do that. You know, it's harder to backseat them when they know better than you what to do, and you're just kind of watching to pay attention and see what they've got. So let's see the players here. We're going to show them the spreadsheet. Let's come over here. So we have, in our first set, we've got Wien Dinchester versus Oladushek. So we're looking at 2.1 to 1.9K. So it's kind of right on the edge with an advantage to Wien Dinchester, but you never know. I've been watching both of these players, and they're very aggressive, so we could see some pretty exciting games. Let's get started. Let's come over here to the game. There we go. And we'll get going. So, in the blue, we have Oladushek playing as the Persians. We saw Persians in the previous video of a casting that I did. I think John 803 was the Persians. He's playing as the blue Persians. He's about 12 o'clock. And then Wien Dinchester playing at about 11 o'clock as the red Armenians. I don't really understand Armenians too well here. I think they've got some kind of water bonus, but I'm not sure. We can see some high-level stuff already starting to happen. Wien Dinchester pushing in his geese. Geese on this map, they behave like deer. They're wild animals. These are wild geese, you guys. These are not the tame geese. Even though these geese look like they might have a collar. It's actually not a collar. I like to think that it's an extra ruff of gray or white feathers around their neck. So,
yes.
As Oladushek is explaining to Wien Dinchester, it's actually like deers, but it is intentional. Yes. And he says it's on description. Oladushek doing his homework. We love that. Paying attention. So I would give the advantage to Oladushek for this map then. He seems to know the map better than Wien Dinchester does. But we'll give a medal to Wien Dinchester for being willing to try something without looking at it first, being adventuresome like that. Or maybe he did look at it, but he just didn't see. What is this? What is this? Oladushek is stealing Wien Dinchester's sheep. He landed on Wien Dinchester's island, and apparently with his scout found some sheep. And who knows where he's going with them now. Maybe he's looking for some more. Wien Dinchester was exploring with the sheep his own island. Oh, he doesn't know. He doesn't know that he starts with a certain number of sheep. Oh, no. That's not good. So I bet Oladushek is going to find these sheep and steal them as well. How many sheep are in this transport ship? 3 sheep and a scout. So Oladushek making out like a bandit here. Poor Wien Dinchester. Actually, Oladushek is going to leave 1 sheep to continue scouting on the island. Looks like. Let's see what Oladushek's understanding of this island is. His current vision could explain it. No, not really. Maybe he just missed. I don't know. The sheep is not really going inland. It's just kind of hanging out there. Wien Dinchester building a dock. So Oladushek's dock is pretty forward. So this tells me that Oladushek is planning on being highly aggressive. He drops off his scout for some more explorations. And then he drops off the sheep on his home base. But this is the kind of stuff that you can expect from some high-level players like this. You know, they won't pass up any opportunity to win and get an advantage. And here we see Oladushek has stolen Wien Dinchester's 4 sheep, or 4 of Wien Dinchester's 8 sheep. So Wien Dinchester is just taking boar instead, and he's going to take probably just some more fish. He's still got berries. The forests on this map are pretty. They don't look big, but they are, just because there's not a lot of space on this map. Oladushek's still having a look around. Wiendinchester found Oladushek's dock. He's probably going to come over here with his scout and maybe harass some things. Maybe he's thinking, oh, I can get lucky and trap that villager. He may not bother, though. He's offloaded a little bit further away. This is kind of a sneaky scout location. This is not really a location where, hey, here I am, I'm going to come get you. Alright, let's see what he does. Maybe he does try to ambush that villager. He will have the hill advantage. So he gets a good whack on her. Oladushek already has Loom. So he's able to pull her out. This guy has a high attack, but he does not attack very quickly. So Oladushek could try to escape. What is Oladushek even doing? Just going to let this happen, which is kind of sad. Oh, Oladushek, no! That should never have happened. Maybe Oladushek didn't realize. He just assumed that the villager was dead as soon as he saw the scout. But there was no reason that lady couldn't have made it back to the town center. The attack rate on this scout is slow. Oladushek sees it and decides to take it out with his villagers. Whacks it and kills it. But the Eco KD is tied 1-1. So somehow Oladushek has gotten a villager kill on Wiendinchester and we missed it. Who knows? Maybe he was doing the same thing. Wiendinchester building a mule cart and taking this gold. That is a disadvantage for Armenians in some respects, is although their drop sites are mobile, they can't be used as part of a walling system. So he's got to be careful. Oladushek's about 20 seconds away from the next age. He's coming over here with a loaded transport ship. He's got a villager in it. And Wiendinchester sees it, and I guess he wants to build a dock, but Oladushek is being annoying and camping on top of the dock. Alright, there it is. Oladushek knows he can't block it anymore. So now what? He offloads the villager, and she's going to fight, and the scout's going to fight. But really, Oladushek is heavily outnumbered here. He needs to get away. And he probably is going to get away. And the question is, what's he going to do? Oladushek likes to come around and build docks on his opponent's neutral islands like this. He finds it very distracting for his opponent. And it's worked out for him in the past. Fireship out for Oladushek, burning Wiendinchester's transport. I don't believe that transport, it didn't deposit any of Red's units on Oladushek's island. So therefore, Wiendinchester is on the defensive here, and Oladushek is on the offensive. Villager repairing the transport ship, the fire ship. Oladushek has to withdraw. Also, Wiendinchester has a dock working back here, and so he easily scouts Oladushek's other dock, and Oladushek pops a fire ship out of that with the intention of repairing. I think he's going to try to, he's going to try to repair this fire galley. And Wiendinchester pulling his fire galley back for repairs. And I'm wondering if these players are just going to keep pulling their fire ships back and forth, trying to get repairs in. Oladushek does manage to destroy that fire ship. I think he came up from behind or something, I'm not sure. His fishing ship is sort of blocking it, but it's okay. He is outnumbered, though. That's the disadvantage about having your production close to your opponent, is unless you have more, they're going to outnumber you, and that's what's happening here. Oladushek might have to abandon this position. He may have to come back and fish back here. Build a tower or something and keep his dock working. Hey, Cookie Pirate, welcome. But it's sort of interesting because they're repairing their ships and they're fighting at the same time across the channel. Demolition raft just went off. I think that was a demolition raft belonging to Oladushek. He's making another fire galley. Now he outnumbers Wiendinchester, and it's just all about fire galleys, which I think is the meta for most water maps. But I think it will transition over to galleys, because galleys are better late turn because they've got all these channels blocking things. And it's hard for fire ships to really do well when there's so much stuff in the way. Okay, Ween Dinchester having to pull back here. He is going to fight because he's got the health advantage, and Oladushek realizes that, and Oladushek in turn pulls back. I don't know how much more Ween Dinchester is going to invest into the Feudal Age. Oladushek really likes to build docks on these islands. He doesn't dock his opponent's island because it's easy for his opponent to send villagers over here, but he docks like right next to it, which is sort of interesting. Okay, Oladushek deciding now is a good time to go for the berries. So he's building a mill. Ween Dinchester has had a mill up for a while. It looks like he's almost done eating his berries. We got some farms here. I don't know how much fishing eco Ween Dinchester actually has. And I think that's why Ween Dinchester not really going for the fish eco. He's got a little bit over here, I guess, that has survived, and he's just playing defensively. Maybe his plan is to get up to Castle Age as soon as possible, but if it is, then Oladushek is going to be a little bit behind because he's getting kind of close resource-wise to clicking up to the next stage. Oladushek investing more in Feudal Age than Ween Dinchester, and he is slowly starting to overpower him. He's landed some villagers now, and we're probably going to see a tower. Bad tower, though. This tower should be up against this wood line, I feel. This tower will take bonus damage from anything that's built on this dirt terrain, because it's downhill. But I get why he built it here. He built it here because he's got fire ships that can cover it. Ween Dinchester is probably thinking about a tower of his own. At least he's got some villagers here. He's just released a huge armada, and Oladushek's got to fight it. He's going to garrison his tower and rain some arrows down on Red's fire galleys. And Red trying to keep this dock alive, but I don't think it's going to work. I think Oladushek will destroy that dock. Oladushek now going to wall off this wood line with a house, or at least partially. And he'll probably build another tower if he gets the stone for it. He's building a mining camp here. This is funny. I don't know that that's the best mining camp, but he's looking at it like, oh, I'll just take my opponent's stone. He's got the villagers here. He doesn't want to task them to anything else. It's pretty awkward. You can't fit more than 2 in here, and then these other ones have to be on this side. Oladushek going to build a blacksmith to increase the range of his tower, and Ween Dinchester just wants to go up to Castle Age. So we sort of see... and Oladushek is actually not that far away. Ween Dinchester has clicked up to Castle Age, but Oladushek will be clicking up here in just a minute or so. He's got a navy traveling around this way. Ween Dinchester wants to build a dock here, but that's not going to happen. He still has his dock back here and here. He wants to expand his water control. Oh, maybe it will happen. Oladushek is not... Okay, here he comes. Oladushek coming up this way to check out what Ween Dinchester is doing. Alright, Oladushek is clicked up. He's about 30 seconds behind Ween Dinchester, actually. So, Oladushek is having a decent game then. That feudal aggression did not cost him too much in terms of town center timing. Surely Ween Dinchester sees this tower, though. No, he doesn't. If he saw it, he would be charging it down. I think he needs that gold, though. His other gold is towered here by Oladushek. So this could get pretty awkward for Ween Dinchester. His recourse would be to just go all in on stone and drop a castle. Like get a castle up here or something, secure the gold that way. Without gold, Ween Dinchester will not be able to build navy to contest Oladushek's aggression. He's about to hit the next stage, though. A villager's going down. Ween Dinchester's gold, both forward, which is pretty unfortunate. Although he could... Well, no, because Oladushek is keeping an eye on this gold, too. Oladushek really goes for the jugular, doesn't he, you guys? That's one of the things that we love about him. So Ween Dinchester getting galley, but without a gold income, he's not going to be able to sustain galley production. He's going fortified church. This is a pretty good way of securing the coastline here. He could fire arrows out of that fortified church and scare away any ships. And Oladushek has to abandon his ambitions to build a dock here. This villager just keeps on getting attacked. So I'm wondering if Ween Dinchester is just planning on selling stone, if that's his solution. Just sell the stone for a gold income, or if he wants to make a castle. I think a castle would help him out a lot. And he's got golds over here, but he can't get them. They might as well be on the other side of the map. Oladushek's got navy rampaging around through here. Although Ween Dinchester did just win this fight. Yeah, Ween Dinchester's selling stone for gold. I guess the exchange rate isn't too bad for now. Oladushek is also in Castle Age. So, I don't really know that Ween Dinchester got very much from investing less in feudal than Oladushek. It maybe would have been different if one of his golds were in the back. Monk is going for this fire ship conversion. Doesn't get it. Oladushek going for Bodkin. I guess Ween Dinchester could get relics, maybe. There's a relic up here, which should be pretty straightforward to get, which could provide him a useful trickle of gold. Alright, castle drop. This is a good castle. It could be a little bit more forward, I think. But this is a safer castle. Oladushek does not want this castle to go up. He's building a tower. But I don't think that tower will stop this castle. This castle is a do-or-die castle. And I think that Ween Dinchester is content to lose a few villagers getting this castle up if it means driving Oladushek off of his gold. So this tower will be attacked, and this tower will be attacked, and Ween Dinchester will be able to take gold here, which he desperately needs, because Oladushek has taken him off of it for so long. Oladushek is almost entirely chopped through that forest, and he's still one town center, which I think is smart. They both are, really. Actually, something tells me maybe did Ween Dinchester do like a monk rush on this map or something? I don't remember. Maybe that's why he went fast castle with the monasteries. That was his plan. He's actually got 2 relics. I'm not sure how that happens, considering that there's a relic here. How did he get 2 relics? Did he steal one of Oladushek's relics? Or did he just get 3 relics on his island for some reason? It should only be 2. I don't know. To go back to the beginning and check the recording for that. I'm very curious. How did Ween Dinchester get 3 relics on Nicaea? That's a good question. Maybe you just start with 3 relics on your island, and I just forgot. But I don't think so. Okay, so the game has kind of gotten a little bit of a stalemate. But Ween Dinchester somehow used the market to click up to Imperial Age. And Oladushek, 69 villagers to 53, so he's got the bigger eco. I think he might be surprised by the Imperial Age click up. Oladushek really could pressure this if he wanted to. Like, he could probably land a guard tower here. This castle doesn't have the range upgrades, though, so the guard tower would not be safe for long. And Ween Dinchester going to make some repairs to his ships prior to hitting the next stage here. Fast Fire Ship is a big power spike. Ween Dinchester smartly coming over here, and he's going to take advantage of these resources now. He knows that this gold is forward and vulnerable, and he actually doesn't have control over this gold right now. It's sort of driven to a stalemate right here. Oladushek massing ships and Ween Dinchester massing Imperial Age. He's going to build this outpost to keep an eye on things. Oladushek has a raiding party of fire ships, though. I guess he sees that Ween Dinchester is taking gold and wants to put a stop to it. And he does have a bigger navy than Ween Dinchester. Ween Dinchester might get that conversion. Nope, Oladushek kills the monk. And he drives Ween Dinchester off of this gold. Ween Dinchester could consider a tower or something up here. Now he's going to take stone instead. Maybe he is thinking about building a tower or towers on this outlying island here. Oladushek has built a little bit more up here, but it's just some houses mostly. He hasn't really developed it too much more. So actually heavy demolition ship coming in for Ween Dinchester. Wheelbarrow and Sicilian Fleet. I am not sure what Sicilian Fleet even does. It could be a demolition ship bonus, though. Or heavy demolition ship could be... Well, that definitely is a demo ship bonus. But if anybody knows about the Armenian bonuses for Navy, please enlighten me. You are more than welcome to share those here. Oladushek deciding to tower rush. I love this. And Ween Dinchester is going to come over here and say, nope, you can't do this, and he's going to shank at the tower. Oladushek is still building it. He's got war galleys here, and I think that they're going to deny this. Yeah, the tower goes up, and Ween Dinchester has to flee. But unfortunately for Ween Dinchester, he has no transport ship, so there's not really anywhere to go. Ween Dinchester should have built the tower on this island first. If he did, he wouldn't be having these problems. He's going to lose a bunch of villagers to this. That hurts. Oladushek is on his way up to the Imperial Age. He's got 78 villagers to Ween Dinchester's 45. We can see Oladushek with 20 eco kills to Ween Dinchester's 2. So Oladushek has definitely done a lot more damage this game. I liked Ween Dinchester's plan to expand out here. It was a little bit ambiguous who had control of these waters. And in that context, I think it would have been smart to build at least a tower here to prevent your opponent from getting a tower up first. Because his opponent got a tower, he lost like 10 villagers here because of that. So Oladushek is teching into Fast Fire Ship, and Ween Dinchester is going the galleon route. He is low on gold again, so he's been selling stone. He does have extra stone. He hasn't been using it so much to build towers or castles. But he's going to make his stand. Got some ships back here, but Oladushek has built guard towers annoyingly on this island. So he can't expand out that way. He can't expand out this way. Because Oladushek has got all kinds of buildings, and he's now building a guard tower on this. So this is what we call surrounded. I think that this game belongs to Oladushek. He's even getting heated shot. I love this. I love seeing heated shot being used in competitive Age of Empires. But, you know, the players have really gotten introduced to this map in round 3. And I don't know if it's going to be their favorite map to play, if they're going to pick it much in subsequent rounds. But I do hope that this is kind of a teaching moment here. That, like, Ween Dinchester's like, you know, if only I had secured my outlying islands around my main island sooner, maybe I could have won. And I don't want to call it yet for Oladushek, but it does not look good for Ween Dinchester so far. Oladushek coming around this way. Galleys are taking free damage from this tower. Okay, we got a naval fight here. Heavy demolition ships. Ooh, that was not good for Ween Dinchester. He killed like 2 ships with all 3 of those heavy demos. And we've got a drum on here, but Ween Dinchester's calling the GG. Oladushek has this surround on him. This navy was trapped, and there's no way to get out. So we will give the first win to Oladushek. Well played. He knew the map. He knew the map, and he developed a good strategy for it. I think Ween Dinchester had some good ideas too, but I think Oladushek was able to dam it. He didn't really want to invest as much in the earlier age or the defense of his perimeter. Like, this tower is still up here, as Oladushek did, and I think that came back to bite him later. So I think Oladushek won because of what he did ultimately in the feudal age, even though the game ended for both of them in Imperial. So now we're going to go to their next map, which is Nomades. And we have a Malians mirror matchup on this Nomad map. People have said some really nice things about Nomades. They really like it. This map was made by BP Dredge. I reworked the land generation on it, so it could have a little bit more random stuff. You never know when you might be landlocked. And in this case, it's on this side. And there's a little bit of randomness in terms of the shape of the land. But it still has some basic border restrictions. We also elevated the land over the water to make ships less powerful against land units, or land units more powerful against ships. And so we've got Oladushek building his town center here. He's got the edge of the map, which is kind of nice. I would give Oladushek a map advantage, just because he can't be surrounded by ships as easily as Ween Dinchester can be. And look at where Ween Dinchester is. He's kind of out on this peninsula here. But he's building on a big old forest. So let's take a look at the gold situation. Oladushek is right on a gold. Ween Dinchester is going to have to fight for gold. He is not on a gold at all. The closest gold is like right here, which sucks. This one's too close to Oladushek, as is this one. So Ween Dinchester is going to have to play very aggressively if he wants to win in this situation. The good news is that since they're both Malians, he doesn't have a civ disadvantage. But the bad news is that because they're both Malians, he doesn't have a civ advantage. So the civ is neither going to help him nor hurt him here. But definitely, in terms of map, Oladushek has the better map. Now, of course, this water buffalo has no vision. And I don't just mean that he doesn't have a plan. Like, he literally has no vision. So, yeah, you can't see anything with him. And that was done so that he wouldn't be exploited for exploration purposes. And there's a whole complex thing about that, because the water buffalo, his speed changes depending on the map size, because the starting packed town center speed changes depending on the map size. So it's just, it's kind of, yeah, it's a little bit annoying. But that he doesn't have vision. But it works out. I like this start better. The villagers are all kind of in the same place. You can go out to dock later, but you do have to send a villager out there to dock. You delete your packed town center, and it spawns the villagers for you. We've also got this scout. Where is he? Where is he? Here he is. So this heavy swordsman is similar to the swordsman that you saw in the previous game, except he has the ability to sometimes turn invisible for no reason, and more importantly, he only has one attack, and he has 130 health. So he is very tanky, but he's got very little vision, if we look at that. This is to allow him... He has very little vision because we don't want him exploring very much of the map. We like the mystery component of Nomad. Although Oladushek has already found where Ween Dinchester is. But the other reason he's got so much health then is because he has so little vision, it's easy for him to run underneath the town center. And if he doesn't have the health, he'll die. It is a very intelligent water buffalo. He has escaped. This water buffalo is not going to be eaten for now. So this heavy swordsman looking around. So let's talk about the civs. Well, there's one of them. And what do? Well, I've seen some good variety here. People really like mullions. Their stuff costs less wood. So, their buildings anyway. So that means that you can afford the fishing ship immediately after you build your other buildings. So you can get to work on stockpiling that food. You have a better Dark Age, stronger economy, all that good stuff. They've got a decent unique unit for this map. It's fast. It has a high damage output. It's probably not as good as Conquistadors, but everybody hates Conquistadors and is hell bent on either banning them or finding a counter pick to them. And it could be that Spanish were banned here, and that's why we don't see any Spanish. Spanish are pretty OP on Nomad. Everybody loves them there. So Oladushik gathering all the sheep from the fold onto his town center. And it looks like he found his water buffalo too, and it's standing there as the pack leader. So they've got decent unique unit, but what I think is the most compelling thing about them, and we've seen Ween Dinchester use them to great effect, is monks. Malians have decent monks. They're only missing like one of the monk techs, I think, in the Imperial Age. Spanish were in fact banned for this. Oh, okay. Yeah, so you're looking at the recorded game. Somebody banned Spanish. Yep. Yeah, you were right. Somebody banned Spanish and somebody banned Italians. So that explains why we've got this Malians mirror matchup here. And then somebody already used Persians. I guess somebody else could have used Persians, but I guess he wanted Malians instead. Ween Dinchester could have been Persians, but he chose Malians. Let's just put it that way. So I think we're going to see some monk action again from Ween Dinchester, and that excites me greatly. I'm really looking forward to that, because Persian monks are terrible. So both players with about a villager and a half of town center idle time, maybe a little bit less for Ween Dinchester, but they've kind of had a little bit unclean starts here. Could be that it's a little bit unusual for them, starting with the packed town center, or special packed town center. What's Oladushik got cooking down here? He's building a dock. Okay. So Oladushik, he's got a dock, and he'll have a dock on either side, won't he? That's just like Oladushik. He loves to have docks everywhere. So Oladushik will get his opponent to send all the fire ships over here, and then Oladushik will make some fire ships from his sneak dock, and then sink the enemy fish behind the lines. You watch. I'm calling it right now. That's what Oladushik wants to do. Ween Dinchester getting double bit axe. He's got a healthy fishing economy because he kind of starts out at the front of this peninsula here. Are we going to see Ween Dinchester make... Yes, he's making a fire galley. He's actually got two docks here with which to make those fire galleys. And he's going to run a defense, so both players are going to go heavy water in the Feudal Age. Maybe Ween Dinchester will try harder on water, given what happened in the last game. Or maybe he'll double down and try even less on water. We'll just have to watch and see what happens. Ween Dinchester, Oladushik, first fire ship battle, let's go. Ween Dinchester, yeah, he's got to get out of here. Dang, it's all about clicking with those ships, let me tell you. It's just like, oh, I'm lower health, I better draw back and repair. Oh, you know, I just got a new ship out, I better attack. Oh, man. I really wish that they had done more with water for AoE 2. I understand why they didn't, because it would have added a lot of time and effort in the development, and they just wanted to get the game out, and they had a great concept for all the land units and everything. But boy, the water, after all this time, you know, I guess people would complain that it wasn't classic if they updated it, but boy, is water boring. There's only so many things I can say to make fire ship battles interesting. They're just not. We got ourselves a demolition raft here, though. I guess Ween Dinchester helping me out a little bit. And Oladushik deciding that he's going to have a tower. He wants that tower to help him have a safe place to repair his fire ships. He has kind of no choice but to run away from this. Ooh, that's a big hit. Ooh, another big hit, though. This time from the other side. I hear a villager shanking something. What's going on? Oh. Ween Dinchester has sent a villager to fight Oladushek. Oladushek has sent a fire ship to drive that villager away. Oladushek wants this tower to go up. Ween Dinchester does not want the tower to go up. And he is currently attacking it. So maybe the plan with Oladushek was to build another tower here and deny Ween Dinchester's terrible, terrible gold. Remember, guys, that we said at the beginning that Ween Dinchester would have to play pretty aggressively because his golds were awful? Well, you know, he is doing that, to his credit. He deserves a lot of credit here for that. Oladushek having to delete his tower and withdraw. This lady is going to come back here and build another dock instead. So that is a win for Oladushek, or for Ween Dinchester, that he kept this gold safe. Big demolition ship hit, though. One fishing ship goes down, another seriously injured. And Oladushek might just be at the stage where he just is going demolition ships. Could just be that point where he's like, I've lost, but I'm just going to make demolition ships and blow up my opponent's fish. That could very well be his play now. No, well that one was just against the fire ship. Good demolition ship hit. With a lot of injured fire ships. Oladushek trying to finish it off, but he doesn't quite get in on it. Ween Dinchester manages to save those 2 weak fires. He can bring them home and repair at half the cost of building a free one, or not a free one, but a fresh one, a new one. He's going to repair this one first because it's closer. What do we got over here? Something red and invisible, but I don't know what it is. Oh, there it is. So Ween Dinchester's scout just popping up out of the ether there. That's funny. I know, there might be a little bit of a bug with upgrading the Shah to look like a heavy swordsman. These are basically Shahs, which is a hero king unit. Remember, guys, the Genghis Khan campaign where you have to kill the Shah? And the fun part was that by killing the Shah, you lowered the difficulty level somehow. You guys remember that? They came in on some kind of hero trade cart, and then when they get the trade cart is masquerading as a gift to the Persian Shah from the Mongolian Empire, and then a couple of champions pop out and they attack the Shah and kill him. And the funny part is that you can like go around and destroy the entire town and kill everything except for the Shah, and they won't declare war on you. Actually, you don't destroy the entire town. It's like half of the town. Oh, what is this? Did Oladushek get a trap? I don't think so. I think this is open. Maybe not. Anyway, you can kill, like, a lot of the town before they finally declare war on you. They're like, this isn't a gift. These guys are a bunch of malicious champions. So Ween Dinchester has reached Castle Age, and Oladushek is about a minute behind him. Castle drop from Ween Dinchester. Ween Dinchester came forward to secure these minerals, and Oladushek did not see it. They were too busy fighting elsewhere. We've got competing docks being built here. Ween Dinchester has to withdraw, but that's okay because he's got this forward here, which could be quite devastating against Oladushek. Oladushek has seen it. He's already gotten out of there. Of course he's seen it. He's got a market. Oladushek deciding that he is going to stonewall off this side of the map. Well, I think this is a very smart stonewall. I think he needs to send more villagers to build it. But he knows as soon as this castle goes up, the Gebetos are not far behind. And this stone wall will buy him some time. His opponent has not come out here to interfere with this because Ween Dinchester does not know that Oladushek is walling this. So, as far as Ween Dinchester is concerned, he can run through here anytime he wants. Oladushek building that gate there. And the Gebetos could probably still get back here, but they'd have a longer way to run. Oladushek is Castle Age now. He is heavily invested in this stone. He just wants to get a castle of his own up. And he's lucky enough that Wien Dinchester has not made his way back there yet. But he's probably going now. Actually, he's going to build a town center, which I think is smart on this stone. He doesn't have the stone for a castle, but a town center will still keep the villagers safe. Okay, Wien Dinchester adding another town center of his own. Now that he's satisfied he's secured the necessary resources to win. Mangonel's here working on this town center for Oladushek. Oladushek has the stone to build a castle. I think he might. If Oladushek is not careful, though, he could build a castle only for Wien Dinchester to go imp and treb that castle down. Here is the castle. I like how he's trying to save the sheep. That's funny. Oladushek is here coming to deny this castle, though. I think this game is going to be over pretty soon, actually. It's looking pretty ugly for Oladushek. On the one side, he's got Gebetos, and on the other side, he's got Mangonels. The range of the Gebetos is not the best, but they could still do quite a bit of damage. Oladushek going for the charge of the Mangonels. He's just trying to get this castle up by himself maximum time. Oof, big hit. Wien Dinchester killing 3 or 4 villagers with that volley. Another villager goes down. I don't know if Oladushek can get this castle up. Town center goes down. And this is a very disastrous castle. This castle goes up, but at what price? Oladushek has lost 17 villagers. How many of them went down trying to get that castle up, or succeeding in getting that castle up? So Oladushek is at 33 villagers, so 33 plus 17 is 15. So they basically kind of have a mirror build here. It's just Wien Dinchester was able to carve 17 casualties out of Oladushek. All that while having a vastly inferior map as well. He has walled in Oladushek's scout, and this could be good to do because, you know, that scout is so tanky, it's going to be hard to surround him and shank him to death. The next best thing would be to, or a better option would have been to wall a villager in with him, or 2 villagers in with him, and kill him that way. But it's also kind of a waste of time. You know, do you really care that your opponent kind of sees a little bit? Actually, he can't really see anything at all beyond these palisades. Yeah, he just knows he's walled in. So, I mean, unless you need to hide something where these palisades are, you don't need to kill him. You just need to wall him in. And that's exactly what Wien Dinchester has done. As he is advancing to the Imperial Age, Oladushek is just hanging on. Maybe Oladushek is more invested into winning water. Wien Dinchester building town centers everywhere to secure important resources. No more ships for him. Blacksmith going down for Oladushek. Is he going to sneak in chainmail armor before it goes down? And he does not. So Oladushek not able to get that armor that he needs. But I think that as soon as he sees that Wien Dinchester is Imperial Age, he'll resign. I could be wrong, though. Wien Dinchester has not so far challenged the wall, though now he's going for it. Wants to come in this side. There's not much that Oladushek can do about that. Oh, Oladushik has a raiding party over here. This is handy. But Wien Dinchester has other sources of gold, like right here. Another few seconds. Wien Dinchester hits Imperial Age. And now he will be making trebuchets. There it is. He'll knock over Oladushek's castle. Although Wien Dinchester sort of a little bit sloppily losing both of his mangonels. He must have been looking somewhere else. There is a lot going on in this game. Oladushek building a new market. So it could be that Oladushek will just try to snipe these trebuchets. But if Wien Dinchester has them at the base of his castle, it'll be a lot harder. And Wien Dinchester actually does not have any range upgrades for the castle or attack. So, you know, maybe Oladushek could get lucky and snipe trebuchets with his Gabetos. We'll just have to watch and see what he does. Wien Dinchester building another castle here, though. He's really tightening his grip. Alright, here it comes. I think this is the Trebuchet Sniping Brigade. Nope, he hasn't moved out yet. Oladushek getting the armor. He really wants that armor. He must have built a new blacksmith for it. Oladushek... he's kept Wien Dinchester mostly off of water, but Wien Dinchester doesn't care. He's doing farming now. Oladushek is 1 water. Alright, here they come. He snipes both of those trebuchets. And this is going to significantly delay Wien Dinchester's siege on Oladushek. So now, where do you place your trebuchets if you're Wien Dinchester? I think you place them right here, so that the units have to run through this castle and into this castle in order to get there. Oladushek going to build another castle, just to buy himself some time. Wien Dinchester also getting armor. He's getting horse collar, which is good because he's invested in farming at this point. And Oladushek getting the first gold mining upgrade. Oof. He's been too busy spending his resources on other things. Wien Dinchester with 2 trebuchets. I don't know how critical that first armor is to being able to exchange well with these unique units, but Oladushek currently outnumbering Wien Dinchester. Wien Dinchester building a gate foundation there to keep Oladushek away from sniping the trebuchets, and Oladushek really wants to snipe the trebuchets, but Wien Dinchester does not want him to. So thus we have these gates in position, and now that it's open, Oladushek is going to come right in, and Wien Dinchester should be repairing the trebuchet actually, but he's not able to. Oladushek is still repairing his castle. 53 villagers to 85. And that castle does finally go down to this trebuchet on the hill. Oladushek's got a decently sized army. It's slightly larger than Wien Dinchester's, but his economy is at a big disadvantage because of the damage he took. He's building a lumber camp now. Wien Dinchester his town center is being burned by Oladushek's fire ships. He has not responded. I don't know if these other fire ships are going to come in here and help. Looks like we got at least 2 working on that. That's kind of annoying. And Oladushek calls the GGG. Wien Dinchester gets his revenge this game. So it was a tied set, 1-1. A couple of good games, I think. It's fun to watch these guys go at it. They're both very aggressive players. Let's go and take a look at the spreadsheet for the next set of players. So we just saw Wien Dinchester and Oladushek. So that's good to go. And now we're going to watch Lucho versus Wizinatic. They banned Chinese, Georgians, Mongols, and Lithuanians. And they're going to play on Nicaea and Acropolis. So Lucho is top dog here. And Wizanatic is fourth from the top. So these are some of the best players that we have access to in Alchemy League. So it'll be pretty exciting to see what they do. Lucho is about 2.4k, a little bit more. And Wizanatic's about 2.0k, a little bit more than that. All right. Let's come back here to the game. One sec. All right. So in the blue, we have Wizanatic playing as the Byzantines. Oh, yeah, baby. And in the red, we've got Lucho playing as the Vikings. So, guys, remember that on Nicaea, you start with a transport ship, which can be used to perform sneaky landings or in-your-face landings, whichever one you prefer, whichever one works best for you. We've got these neutral islands coming off. It'll be interesting to see. Maybe some of the players will colonize those islands. The starting island has a ring of unbuildable rock terrain around the edge. Or perhaps it's quicksand. I don't really know. Chinese and Georgians, an interesting band. Yeah, I think so. Anyway, you cannot wall to the edge of it. Somebody is already coming over here. What is this? Wizanatic is already inviting himself on over to Lucho's island. He's going to check out what Lucho has. Maybe he's going to try to steal the sheep again, the way that we saw Ola Dushek steal some sheep in the previous set. So Vikings, obvious pick, right? Make warships, make as many of them as you can. I think I know what Lucho's going to do. I don't know what Wizanatic is going to do. In the late game, Byzantines hard counter Vikings. Like, it's just a massacre. Wizanatic's stealing this goat, but Lucho's stealing it back. And Lucho is all over this. He wants this scout, but Wizanatic doesn't want to fight. Wizanatic running back to his transport ship. Lucho has spotted him. He's going to try to get a good hit in, but he can't. Lucho gets a single downward hit, and that causes a lot of damage. And Wizanatic is able to hop onto his transport ship and sail off into the sunset. So Wizanatic escapes there from great peril. Is Lucho on Wizanatic's... No, Lucho hasn't landed anything. He's just explored with the ship for now. Wizanatic will pull his heavy swordsman back and probably garrison it in his town center to heal it up, and then he'll probably go back. Lucho can win early or lose. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. But, you know, Vikings do have a lot of good water bonuses, and Byzantines are just about the fire ships. The fire ships attacking faster, and then they have a technology that gives those fire ships additional range. But for, like, Feudal Age, I think that Lucho's got an advantage. Especially because the Vikings have free wheelbarrow and handcart. Handcart, you know, not so much of an issue in Feudal Age. In fact, not at all. But wheelbarrow, yes. I think Wizanatic wants to be aggressive, though. He's building a forward dock. No back dock for Wizanatic. The boar goes down. It's the second boar. And Wizanatic needs to be careful. You know, he cannot afford to get up too late to the Feudal Age. His opponent will have too good of a galley mass if he does. Faster feudal is good for him because it means that he can get those fire ships out. And fire ships are good in low numbers. So, you know, it's still at the point where he would not have had time to build up many of them, but for not having very many ships, fire ships are the ship you want to have if you're not going to have that many of them, and neither is your opponent. That's the moral of the story, especially Byzantine fire ships. All right, Lucho has arrived. Lucho's got his scout. He's looking around. How Wizanatic sees it. Going to come fight him. Now he's got a little bit of a health advantage, and Wizanatic chasing him away this time. Wizanatic has healed up his own scout, and we may see Wizanatic go back over and check on Lucho. Alright, Wizanatic is actually going to be up to the feudal age first, but it looks like he idled his town center in order to do it. He's got much more idle town center time. Lucho has more economy. And Wizanatic coming out on top, killing Lucho's scout and being content with that, coming home. Kills the scout, loads up to go home, and he'll take that win. Lucho's tough. Lucho's 2.4k at least. You know, he's the top dog of this tournament. So Wizanatic playing it safe, taking the win and going home, and he's going to heal up his scout again. And I bet you can actually sit here and watch this bar proceed, which is kind of funny. You guys can see it move because he has so little health that literally in the course of me talking about the passage of time, because of the passage of time, you can see that his health bar is climbing back up to the top. And so literally, as soon as I'm done speaking this sentence, however long and drawn out it might be, you'll be able to see that his health bar is essentially restored to the top. And that means that he'll be useful again, and he can just be ejected like so. And here he comes. He's got, I guess he stopped at about 13 out of 15 health. And he's going to come back and harass Lucho some more. So both players are feudal age. What's the plan? Lucho has a dock in the back, and he is making galleys. So I think the plan is galleys take a little bit longer to get rolling. So he's going to build them in the back so that he can have a better chance of massing them. Warships are, of course, cheaper for the Vikings. And then Lucho has a dock up here as well. Wizanatic with a fire ship disrupting that fishing a bit. Lucho has to withdraw his fishing ships. And Wizanatic is chasing everything away with a single Byzantine fire ship, which is no joke. A single Byzantine fire ship is, I believe it can kill 2 galleys by itself. Maybe a regular fire ship can do that, though. I've never really tested it. I just know that they're very good. Alright, fletching coming in. This is an important technology for Lucho to get. He might be waiting for the fletching prior to engaging these fire ships. It's kind of annoying that the galleys can just run away from the fire ships for forever. Wizanatic with another fire ship here. And he's just gonna micro those fire ships. He's gonna win by clicking fast. Wizanatic deciding to pull his fire ship back. Pull it back for repairs. Wizanatic is over here on this side attacking these fishing ships. And Lucho might be working his way up to the proper galley mass here. Micro's down 2 fire ships. He's got a KD of 3-1. Wizanatic cannot really get close. He's got to withdraw. KD is going to be 5-1 here pretty soon. Yeah. So Wizanatic's got 2 docks. And Lucho, to his credit, Lucho has at least 3 docks. Yeah. So he naturally will pull ahead in ship production. What do you do if you're Wizanatic? I almost think you just go fast castle as Wizanatic. I think you cut your losses. Wizanatic has what? One? Yeah, he's got one fishing ship. So Wizanatic needs to just avoid the galleys and just go and snipe fishing ships. And that's kind of what he's trying to do. He's over here where he thinks that the fishing ships should be, and Lucho pulled the fishing ships up this way. So I think Wizanatic is already sort of on that. And he needs to go Castle Age, build a castle, secure some resources along his coastline, and go from there. He might even be able to pull off a fast imp and get fast fire ship quickly, since Lucho is so heavily invested in galley micro and galleys. Wizanatic forgot about this transport ship, but Lucho will remind him. Ah, he doesn't escape. So Wizanatic is trapped on his island. Lucho is on his way up to the Castle Age, but Wizanatic will be there first. Wizanatic getting the gold mining upgrade. And Wizanatic is fortunate that his gold is far interior to his island. That was not the case for Ween Dinchester last game, and Ola Dushek really punished it. I would like to see Wizanatic more on stone, because I think he's going to need the stone to secure the edge, the borders of his island to be able to build docks and make ships. But he really wants to go down this route. Fire galley, fire galley, fire galley. Still making fire galleys. Stock is slowly being eaten away at. Wizanatic recognizing he's going to need to build a new one. Okay, Wizanatic is in Castle Age. Probably going to get this galley upgrade. Yep, there it is. More galley upgrade coming in. But look at this KD for Lucho. Just been microing the really annoying galleys. If the KD were even, Wizanatic would be doing a lot better. In fact, Wizanatic would probably be winning if he could just get Lucho to fight him. But Lucho doesn't want to fight him. Alright, here are a bunch of ships. And they are upgraded. They're genuine fire ships too. Lucho waiting for his own upgrades to come in. He's gotten the range upgrade, and he's about to get the war galley upgrade now. And then Wizanatic will have to withdraw again, considering that there are too many ships here to fight. Actually, Wizanatic withdraws from the entire game. He just calls the GG. He just cannot get Lucho to take a fair fight. It's always about kiting the galleys. But I think maybe if Wizanatic had played it a little bit differently, he may have been able to structure his economy, built a castle instead of 3 docks on the edge of the map, clicked up to imp with it, and then built some other docks and maybe got fast fire ship as soon as he hit imp, and then done fast fire ships. It may have worked out better for him. But it's just hard when you're up against somebody that's 2.4k and knows how to micro galleys. So the first win goes to Wizanatic, sorry, to Lucho. And now we're going to go and check out the second game. Acropoli. Alright, so we haven't actually seen this map very much. This is basically Greek Team Acropolis. But it's a little bit different from traditional Team Acropolis, which puts players like in the opposite corners of the map. This one, the Acropolis, is like big and juicy and takes up most of the map. There's very little wood on top. The good wood lines are down here. But this is where you start, is up here on this hill. And you don't really want to give it up because then your opponent has a big hill advantage. So it's of strategic value. So this was the map that was left over. Nobody banned it. The two boars, you got more of like a bush forest and these cypress trees here. It's actually, I think it's kind of pretty. You got fish. I have not seen anybody dock this yet, but that doesn't mean that you can't. It's 4 fish. It's probably worth docking. Depends on how many other food sources, I suppose, are around. Lucho is at 9 o'clock. He's playing as the red Magyar. And Wizanatic is at 3 or 4 o'clock. And he is playing as the blue Cumin. So we'll see if Wizanatic decides to go boom route or if Wizanatic, I think he'll probably just go scouts. But, you know, it is very popular for Cumins to build a second town center on one of these big fat wood lines down here. And that could be what we see him do. This is also a really nice lumber camp location. It's kind of in the middle of 3 different forests. So almost enclosed. It's quite nice. So I'm wondering if Wizanatic is going to try and push this deer in. I think he probably will. That's why that's there. Let's take a look at their intelligence. Wizanatic does not have any knowledge of where Lucho is. Because he's been pushing deer. And Lucho has no knowledge of where Wizanatic is, probably for the same reason. Although he's coming out here with a sheep scout, which is sort of a strange choice. That could have been a misclick. Boar coming in. Alright, well, we'll see. Both players will be up to the feudal age quickly. The question is what they do with it. So, if you're Cumins, you do not want to go up to the feudal age at like 22 or 23 pop and build your second town center on the wood line, because by the time you're doing that, your opponent is going to have scouts all over it. You're going to get massacred. So, Wizanatic is not going to be able to wait for very long, and you guys can sort of see that he expects to have to go up quite quickly. He's only got 2 on wood. Now, you might say, but Tech Chariot, you very inexperienced Age of Empires player, if he wants to build a second town center, he needs to have more villagers on wood. You need at least 6. To which I will respond, yes, he will, but he needs to get the food in first, and he can send the villagers to take wood while he's advancing. So, this is... Actually, he is going to send another villager out to wood now. Looks like.
What?
Oh, it's because he's about to click right now. Alright, there we go. So he's clicked up, he sent another villager out to wood, and now he's sending more villagers out to wood. And he's sending his scout out this way. What does Wizanatic know? He's going to go look for a good wood line, I think. He's only got 5 on wood, though. Maybe not. Maybe Wizanatic is just going to do scouts. I don't see a barracks, though. He's not. He doesn't have the wood for it anyway, but... Lucho is similar timing. Both these players are 0 and 1 seconds of town center idle time, so they've got pretty clean builds. This is a pretty standard map. It just looks Greek, so it'll be one of those things where, you know, they're going to do a very similar build. Barracks for Lucho. No barracks for Wizanatic. So, where is it? Is Wizanatic going to make a town center? I think he is. I think Wizanatic is going to do town center. Because surely he would have built a barracks by now. And they both did... Well, Lucho did, looks like 18 pop, and Wizanatic did 19 pop up. Wizanatic somehow has one more. Oh, it's because I don't know. I don't know why. Actually, the town center is going here. This is a strange choice. It does secure his gold, but I think he should have looked for an opportunity for like a gold next to a wood line somewhere, like right here. This would have been a good spot. Or maybe next to this stone here and this wood line. But I understand why he built it here. There is still some wood here. There's not a ton of wood, I don't think. These bushes only have 100. But the gold is here. So this is a survival kind of thing. Like it's a modest second town center. It's like the most conservative, least greedy second town center that you could build in this situation as humans. And he needs to get horse collar because he's going to run out of food and he's going to need to build farms. And he wants to get the best possible deal on the farms. And to do that, he has to research horse collar first. So we see scouts from Lucho. Lucho is also building an archery range. The archery range will allow him to make skirmishers, maybe, or archers, to range in on this stuff. Right now the scouts can't get there. But he's not really in the position to damage Wizanatic very much. Wizanatic, he's nailed down his economy with 2 town centers, and he's kind of partially walling this off too to keep more of this wood safer. But his opponent is really can't hurt him very much. And he knows this. And I think Lucho knows it too, which is why he started making an archer. Or he's made an archer. I don't know how many more archers he's going to make. Wizanatic pulling ahead in villager count. Wizanatic wants to boom up. Wants to get a bigger economy to strike back at Lucho. The way that the Empire struck back against the Rebel Alliance after the Death Star was destroyed. It's the same thing, but I guess probably less dramatic. Because this is just a backwater game of Age of Empires. And not an epic space opera put on by a multi-million-dollar Hollywood company. So 7 military is on the battlefield right now, and it all belongs to Lucho. Wizanatic has not made a single military unit. He's thinking about it now, though. He's got a barracks coming up. Good start, a barracks is. Wizanatic is going to run out of wood, though, and then what's he going to do? I think Wizanatic needs to build a market. He may not, but he needs it. And the reason I think he needs it is because I think he needs to take a lot of gold and buy the resources he needs. I think he's going to run out of wood pretty soon. And without any military on the battlefield, how's he going to answer? Uh-oh. There's an overpick on the berries and the scouts are in. That's annoying. Lucho gets 1 kill. 1 economic kill. Wizanatic can come back out here and wall a little bit more. And I think that's what he's going to do. I'm surprised he didn't wall sooner, though. Alright, the villagers are shanking that. Wizanatic walling that. Wait, what? I don't know. I don't know. Tried to wall the archer in with those villagers, which I don't really understand. And then the archer just walks out. Okay, so there's a hole there. Wizanatic should probably pay attention to that. He should also probably try to get this villager to safety. Lucho picking up a 2nd kill. 3rd kill. Wizanatic with 3 military now. He's making skirmishers. So the skirmishers will be good against the archers, but they'll be terrible against the scouts. And Wizanatic, he's heavily on gold because his former lumberjacks don't really have anything to do. Alright, he is coming over here to take this lumber. But Lucho can disrupt that if he finds it. Which, Lucho is a good player, so he probably will find it. At this level, you can't really keep secrets from your opponent as easily.
What?
So is Wizanatic close to clicking up to the next stage? Well, he's gotten this market up, losing a few more villagers. He can actually afford to lose some villagers, though. He does have a villager lead over Lucho, but his economy is at a disadvantage. So now Wizanatic needs to buy some food and click up and make knights. There it goes. He bought some food. He needs to build a stable. As soon as these archers get over here, I think Lucho will fight this. Lucho is also going up to the castle age. The villagers are going to fight that. They're not going to want to fight as soon as these archers get here. But Wizanatic has skirmishers for that. So we basically have skirm and archer versus scout and skirm. Another villager goes down. I would love to see stables. I don't think we're going to see them. Blacksmith. Can't get that up. Lucho's in the way. Another villager goes down. Lucho's gotten 11 villager kills to Wizanatic's 2. Lucho just happily building at home. Content. You know, he's not being bothered. The fight is all in Wizanatic's base. Blacksmith goes up. Wizanatic really needs that. He needs to get fletching. Otherwise his skirmishers are not going to be very effective at all. So what's the plan here? Why did Wizanatic suddenly delete these? Is he going to build another town center here? Both players are in castle age now. There's the stable we were talking about. Archer goes down. There's a mess. A mix of villagers and scouts and skirmishers and archers. I think there might have been a like a spearman in there, but I'm not sure.
What?
Lucho with 15 villager kills against Wizanatic, and Wizanatic still has the villager lead because of the power of the cumin boom. Lucho is invested in crossbowmen. Crossbowmen will have superior range and attack. Okay, that pesky knight finally, all those pesky scouts finally go down. Is he going to save the knight? No, he does not quite save the knight. But he is making more knights. So these knights are going to be what he needs to clear out these crossbowmen. Lucho microing these crossbows away. Wizanatic going to pull his knight back. Maybe he'll save that one. Nope. That one goes down too. And Wizanatic calls the GG. He's just been back on the defensive the whole time. He's going to try to build another town center here. But it's tough, especially against somebody that's 2.4k. Lucho. Alright, well I think I'm out of Rex for this set. We've casted 2 sets. They were both good sets. And I'm looking forward to doing some more casting. Hopefully I'll have the chance to do so this afternoon. I really appreciate you guys giving me your eye, tuning in, and checking out Alchemy League. Hopefully you guys are as excited for the next season of it as I am. Big thanks to all the players for playing. I know it's not the most lucrative way to earn money playing Age of Empires, but it's a good cause. Custom maps are good. You know, they deserve to do better than they currently are. It's always fun when people are willing to try out something new. So with that, I'm I will be signing off. I really appreciate you guys, and I look forward to seeing you in the next cast.